Hello everyone. Can you hear me? Hey Vikas, hey Nishant, hey Amit, hey Vivan. How are you all? कैसे हो आप सब? Very good afternoon to all of you. Is everyone able to hear me? Please give me a yes or a no in the chat. We are live on YouTube as well. Okay, that's good. That's good. ठीक है. Fine. Okay. Internet is a little laggy. Okay. I'm good as well. Thanks for asking. Is the internet laggy for everyone, or can the rest of you guys hear me clearly? No, yes, okay. Okay. I'm going to assume that means everything is fine. Good. Great. See, clear bro? Great bro. Okay, fine. ठीक है. So आज का हमारा जो agenda रहने वाला है, and in case you are wondering, yes, it'll be in English because most of the people prefer it in English. So आज का जो agenda रहेगा हमारा, that is going to be expiry analysis and view on expiry. Just I wanted to do something live market. After the market, so as you're aware, we have our YouTube videos, we have our live streams on Creator, and I thought I'd do something in the live market. So that is what the agenda for today's session will be. And I will just share my screen. And for those who are, those who are new to the markets in general, मैं काम कर दूंगा. मैं वो भी बताऊंगा that what exactly I'm doing, what is my thought process here, and so on. So that way, you're also able to sort of relate to it. I'm not just talking technical jargon essay. I want to make sure that you can also relate to it and you can understand intuitively कि क्या हो रहा है and so on. So sharing my screen. Right. I just had to step away for a bit. कुछ काम आ गया था. So now I am back. Now I'm back. Now I will just start again. I hope you can hear me very well now. Just a minute, एक ही minute. You are on mute. Yes, I was on mute for a bit. But now I'm back again. That's what matters, right? So आज का जो audible, great. आज का जो agenda रहेगा, we are looking at understanding expiries from an educational point of view. See, I'm going to set your expectations right in the very first few minutes only. I want to make sure that you understand कि आज हम लोग कोई calls की बात नहीं कर रहे. I'm not going to give you a setup or anything. We are just going to observe. Okay? हमारा ऑब्जेक्टिव रहेगा कि एक्सपायरी क्या होता है, कैसे इसे समझना होता है, एंड व्हाट एग्जैक्टली वी नीड टू कीप इन माइंड, एंड देन बिट बाय बिट we'll work our way forward. ठीक है? So we'll start things off on the daily chart just to give us context कि exactly market कैसे move हो रहा है, and then I'll tell you expiry specific क्या क्या चीजें होती है that we need to keep in mind. So if you have been following my YouTube videos, I will just show you the videos. These ones, the ones that are there here, ink color change कर देता हूँ. These ones basically, especially in these two ones, what we have discussed is कि maybe the market is on its way towards reaching a place where it sort of slows down a little, क्योंकि काफी ऊपर आ चुका है. What makes me say that? RSI नाम का indicator. As we can see, this blue line is a line that I had marked, and what we can see, it is really testing the limits of where RSI has been. हम लोग देख सकते हैं that very rarely has RSI neared that level. And what does RSI mean, you might ask? कि ठीक है लाइन ऊपर जा रही है पर उसका मैं क्या करूं? Basically this is a 14 period RSI. And what a 14 period RSI tells us is कि 14 periods में मतलब 14 दिनों में what has been the price movement. For example, here we saw every 14 days the price movements were higher and higher with good strength. So we saw RSI going up. यहाँ पे अगर हम देखते हैं the recent price movements over here, what we can see is कि price movements were relatively range bound in the 14-day period that we had, which is why RSI was also range bound here. But यहाँ से अगर हम 14 दिन गिनते हैं, then we have seen a tremendous rally, which is why since the past 2 weeks, practically the month, but the past 2 weeks basically twice have given us good positive moves. It says that अच्छा 2 हफ्ते में बहुत अच्छा positive आ गया है. Maybe now it will cool off for a bit. Okay, and this is something that is likely to at least work with a reasonable amount of accuracy. This is not something that you can base your trades on. It is not something that you will be using to pick tops or bottoms, but reasonable idea आ जाता है that where the market might start running out of steam. So what we are seeing here is honestly quite good because हम लोग देख रहे हैं कि despite testing lower levels, Nifty has actually gone up and it is continuing to hold above 950. Basically 900 का जो level है उसे properly उसने accept किया है, which is a bullish sign. So if we look at today's low, we can see today's low was actually 852, which means 900 level को retest किया था and after that it went up, climbed by 100 points. So if we now look at the intraday chart, हम लोग देख सकते हैं कि basically यहाँ से वो start हुआ था, right? यहाँ से start होने के बाद it actually went down. Yesterday itself we discussed how SGX was around 3 to 5 points in the red. It opened a bit negative. From there it went down. We saw some mild support from a level that we had discussed earlier. ये वाला जो था वो, right? 880, 860 के आसपास. Then we saw prices rallying to the upside. 940 के आसपास से वो नीचे गिरा. I feel this was what really set the tone, I would say. क्योंकि हम देख सकते हैं that here the bias turned bearish. Okay, the bias turned bearish. We then saw a pullback, possibly somewhere around here would be where most of the traders who are especially on the bearish side would have had to face the wrath. Why am I saying that? Structure overall had turned negative. उसके बाद जैसे यहाँ से support लिया, that is the first indication that okay, maybe the market is turning bullish, maybe prices are likely to go up. But people who might have already had bullish positions, they would be banking कि यहाँ से नीचे जाके it would turn down. As we can see, this candle right here was like this. It's like an inverted hammer. Okay, so that inverted hammer indicated some amount of bearish pressure. But then when we saw the following green candle, यहाँ पे I feel was the candle that sealed the fate in a way. So उसके बाद हम ऊपर ही जा रहे हैं continuously. Right now we can see Nifty is actually at its high. So is Banknifty. We can see Banknifty ने तो कल का भी high तोड़ दिया है. This is largely due to private banks. Okay, if you are curious कि अच्छा ये कैसे पता चलता है, Adani Power, 3M India, we can look at it. But I won't really talk about them that much because this is primarily an expiry analysis. Okay, can you do analysis for mid cap stocks? Please tell me, if you are curious to know about one stock, two stocks, ऐसे कोई, then you can let me know. If you put the name in the chat, then I'll be happy to analyze them. Purely from an educational point of view. See, if I haven't really studied something in depth, I'm not going to form an opinion on it. But हाँ, charts से हम लोग definitely बात कर सकते हैं कि ऐसा लग रहा है, वैसा लग रहा है. Okay. So now, when we talk about, this is all general stuff, right? अगर हम यहाँ पे देखते हैं sectors में भी हम लोग देख सकते हैं that private banks are doing better than PSU banks. We can see that auto sector is lagging. We can see that oil and gas, healthcare lagging, right? We can see all of that. This is all basic stuff. This is all stuff that we do in our regular videos also. बट एक्सपायरी का फंडा कहां से आ जाता है? दिस इज व्हाट आई विल टेल यू. एक्सपायरी में, एज वी नो, द कॉल्स एंड पुट्स expire weekly. Okay, this is every Thursday. The future contracts expire monthly. My handwriting is going to be amazing, so it may remind you of your doctor. If not worse, then still just bear with me. This happens on the last Thursday of the month. Okay, so अगर हमें वो तरह से समझना है, now this is a weekly expiry because this is not the last Thursday of August. So उस हिसाब से ये weekly expiry है. Calls and puts will expire. Calls and puts में, this is how people will typically trade Nifty and Bank Nifty. So when these contracts are expiring, the price movements become very interesting. The reason why I say that is because there is a lot of scope to either make a lot of money or lose a lot of money, which is the entire purpose why expiries को लोग इतना closely monitor करते हैं. Okay, that is exactly why expiries को इतना closely monitor किया जाता है. Okay, so that is what expiries are. That is why they are significant. Now, how do we analyze them? One way is to just look at the charts. यहाँ पर हम देख सकते हैं chart ऐसा है वैसा है, right? We can figure out that what the sentiment is looking like. For example, as we saw, यहाँ पे prices recovered very well after the initial bearishness, went down, double bottom of sorts formed, structure changed significantly, and then we are trading at highs, which means overall it is a bullish expiry. Okay, so we know that the sentiment is bullish. Bullish expiry है, sentiment positive है, उतना हमें पता चल गया. But in terms of understanding how people are trading it, so we can understand what the sentiment is like, we can look at something that is an option chain. Option chain क्या होता है? Option chain gives us details of the calls and puts. Okay, 18th August is what we're choosing. Nifty is what we're choosing. So when we scroll down here, we know that Nifty is at 17,900 के आसपास, right here. So these two strikes, 17,950 is called the ATM strike because Nifty is around 17,950. Okay, then 18,000 will be, yeah, honestly, it is as good as an ATM strike, but technically it is OTM. And 17,900 is an ITM strike right now. So what we do is we observe these strikes और हम यहाँ पे देखते हैं कि इसका OI क्या है, change in OI क्या है, and all of this rest of the info we can kind of ignore. Okay, this is a two-dimensional view. Another dimension is using like a time series view of all of this. उसके बारे में भी बताऊंगा, maybe in a future live stream or something. But फिलहाल हम क्या देख रहे हैं, that what exactly is the build up? Where are the large players playing? Where are they putting their money? जैसे यहाँ पर हम देख सकते हैं that OI here is around 2.4 lakhs and OI on the put side is around 95.5 thousand. Whereas 900 पे OI is 302k, which means 3.2 lakhs, which basically means कि जो put writers है, they feel 17,900 is not likely to break. Why? Because 17,900 के अगर नीचे जाता है, then people who have written these puts, they will stand to lose. Okay, so now based on this, what we can see is कि 17,900 is likely to act as a good, strong support. Resistances में what we can see is कि 18,000 strike has 2.85 lakh contracts open, which means कि 18,000 is likely to act as a resistance. So no prices for guessing right now because the market is just 15 minutes away from closing. but we can see the sentiment right now इसकी 17,900 और 18,000 के बीच एक्सपायरी होगी. फर्दर इफ वी एनालाइज हम लोग देख सकते हैं 950 जो है वहां पे भी काफी ओआई है, which means maybe prices might remain within 900 or 950, but in that region itself they won't deviate too much from here. This is what we can find out using this data. Okay, this is option chain, you might have heard of it. Okay, you might have heard of option chain. सेम चीज हम लोग कर सकते हैं बैंक निफ्टी के लिए भी. ओके, बैंक निफ्टी के लिए भी वी कैन डू इट. एंड बैंक निफ्टी में ऑप्शन चेन में what we can see is that the most OI here is at 39,700. Bank Nifty is at 644. The most OI on the put side is at 39,600, which means right now the market is expecting कि 600 और 700 के बीच में एक्सपायर होगा. ठीक है, इतना तो हम लोग ने निफ्टी में भी देखा था. नाउ द प्लेस वेयर इट डिफर्स इज कि when these levels are broken what happens. फॉर एग्जाम्पल हम लोग ने यहाँ पे बात की कि कैसे 39,700 पे ह्यूज कॉल राइटिंग हुई है. कॉल राइटिंग तो इट्स अ बिट ऑफ एन अजम्पशन, बट ह्यूज कॉल हुआ है, which means कि if prices go significantly above 39,700, let's say instead of 39,700 prices go around 39,800, there will be something which is called as a short covering that will happen. And if this level is broken तो हम लोग expect कर सकते हैं एक बहुत बड़ा rally of sorts. Same thing goes if 39,600 is broken. 600 टूटता है, we might see a very sharp fall. So when you see these, right, when you try to figure out what is happening here, आप relate कर सकते हो. And more often than not it will stick within those bounds only. जैसे हम लोग ने यहाँ पे देखा 700 का huge OI है, prices are unlikely to go above 700. 600 का huge OI है, prices are unlikely to go below 600. ये range में होगा. If one of these ranges is broken, let's say ऐसे जाता है, we might expect prices to come down till here also. And if it goes up, we could expect around 800 levels also. So typically this is what expiries would entail in a very simplified manner. निफ्टी के लिए भी हम कर सकते हैं. ओके, आई होप आपको इतना समझ में आएगा. आई होप यू आर अंडरस्टैंडिंग. Thanks Sudipto and Vivan for following. HCL and Bio, concerned by the language that has been used, will give return. I feel the market rarely ever speaks in terms of will or 100% guaranteed. It generally moves in probabilities. So will, I'm not sure, but yeah, it can. We'll look at the charts. Practically most of the charts that you mentioned, I will show them on the screen. यहाँ पे let's add the moving averages to understand. What we can see here is कि 50 MA has been broken. This line has been broken. It's a bullish sign. हम लोग यहाँ पे देख सकते हैं overall the candle is also bullish. I don't agree with the fact that it will give 15% plus returns, but I do feel it has the potential to do so. So अगर यहाँ से if you say that okay, I'm going to buy HCL Tech somewhere around here, I would say कि we'll talk in terms of percentages only. I would say let's say you're buying it here. The first sort of hiccup might come in somewhere around here, which is 1000 के आसपास. उसके बाद somewhere around here, which is around 1060, which is around 8 to 9%. What you're talking about is this much. This is the 15% return that I think, I don't know if you came up with that number or someone else did, but what we can see here is कि 50 MA से लेके जो 200 MA है, उसका gap is around 15%. So typically what people will say कि अच्छा 50 तोड़ा है, maybe 200 से resistance लेगा. So I think that is the basis of this thing. जा सकता है, I'm not denying that, but we can't say in certainties. Definitely a stock that has been doing good, because here even if we talk about price action, because I know many people will be like, "Arey, why are you using indicators? I just use price action." It's nothing like that. You can use price action, indicators, whatever floats your boat. But what we can see here is कि you can call this a flag, you can call this a regular consolidation, but point being यहाँ पे bulls were strong enough to lift prices up. So yeah, I do feel it is likely to go up. ये level जो है यहाँ से resistance ले सकता है is what I feel. If it takes resistance from here, holding this level will be important, because then what we will have seen is a, what is this called? Please let me know in the chat. What is this called? Any chat on YouTube? No chats on YouTube, no problem. What is this called? What is this called? Please let me know. I'm referring to the drawing that's here. You all can see the drawings, right? That I'm making here. This one. The doodles that I'm making. I hope you can see that. Otherwise, it's can, yeah, good, good, good. I got a little scared for a moment, because sometimes when I don't share the screen properly, it doesn't show these. So it's candle movement. Yes, it is. But what is it trying to make here? If this is respected, it will have made an inverted head and shoulders in a way. Okay. So you can try to think of the progression of price in that way, or you can just try to think of it as regular price action. Then what else are we looking at? Biocon. Okay. Biocon in general has not been performing well. If we do the weekly chart, this is the level that I had marked long back. Okay. I had marked this level long back, as you can see. And what my view at that time was कि अगर यहाँ से bounce होता है ना, if it's able to go up from this region, then it is likely to go up, it is likely to show some promise. However, it was not able to do so. हम लोग देख रहे हैं कि it is going on the downside. Daily chart, यहाँ पर हम देख सकते हैं. I've 1 minute. I have a bit of a sore throat and a cold, so you might notice that I feel like sneezing sometimes, and my throat feels, my voice may sound a little weird. You're gonna have to bear with me for that. यहाँ पर हम देख सकते हैं 50 MA का resistance है. I would not personally invest or put in my money in Biocon at this stage. In general, it is very sluggish, so I would prefer to put in my money in a stock which actually is a little fast paced. यहाँ पर अगर हम fib retracement भी करते हैं, then we can see fibs maybe it has really failed that 61.8 level. Maybe it might be heading towards 290 or so. Does not inspire much confidence. If we take a fib from here, then still it does not inspire much confidence. We can see it is taking resistance from 61.8. Okay. Biocon, that's my view. Then which other stock was mentioned? Adani Power. Adani Power. We'll take a quick look at Nifty, Banknifty also. Adani Power is too high in the sky. Not a stock that I would be putting my money in because it's too high. I already have holdings in some Adani stocks, but at least in this case, I would not be looking at making fresh positions. This one. Yeah. 390 was a good resistance. It's crossed that. Maybe next it's headed towards 432. This is a trend-based fib extension. If you want to know how to use it, go to any of my videos. Click this. Click the first link. When you click the first link, you'll be taken to this video. It's got 250 views. and I talk about fib extensions. It's an 11-minute video. देख लो अगर जानना है तो fib extensions के बारे में. As a matter of fact, I'll just share the link with you all. It's easier for you to refer to it. Check that video out if you want to learn about fib extensions. That is Adani Power नहीं 3M India. Let's do 3M. 3M India bouncing up for now. I'll put my moving averages, and what we can see here. Firstly, if we talk about price movements, right? I know a lot of y'all are like price action people. Then what we can see here is कि यहाँ पे sort of broke this, holding this line as a support, which is looking good. So that's nice. हम लोग ओवरऑल ये भी देख सकते हैं that 200 MA से बाउंस किया है, 50 MA से बाउंस किया है. I feel this has promise. Up 4% today. Looking good overall. Let's see. This will of course be the next hurdle around 24,000. To be very honest, I don't try and put my money in such stocks. When I say such stocks, I'm talking about stocks that are very high ticket value. So stocks like 3M, stocks like MRF, right? ये सारे जो stocks रहते हैं, they are very high ticket value. They are very expensive. I think Honor is another example. Since they are so expensive, let's say you want to put in 50,000 or you want to put in 1 lakh rupees. समझो 3M में डालना है. 1 लाख है, ठीक है, you can buy 4 shares of 3M. 50,000 है, you can buy 2 shares. 2 शेयर रख के क्या करोगे? Let's say you want to exit, you'll exit what, half of your position, which is 1 share. But then that remainder 1 share, you can't split it up. Whereas let's say if you buy shares that are reasonably priced, maybe 1,000 or 2,000 rupees, then यहाँ पे क्या कर सकते हो? 50,000 के, if we assume 1,000, you buy 50 shares. 50 shares में, let's say your first target is hit, you can exit 25. Second target hit, you can exit 10. Third target hit, you can exit 20. कर सकते हो ऐसा. No one will stop you from doing it. So that's why typically I don't necessarily buy or put my money in such higher ticket stocks. What's the next question? Internet seems to be a little slow today. Polycab is fine, not a stock I typically track, but it has potential. I would not buy it here. Reasoning being, RSI is a little high for me. It is near that 70 overbought region. We can see कि यहाँ से 2400 से it's already gone up by a fair bit. So it's already a little higher than where I would prefer to enter such stocks at. So it is moved fine, but not a stock that I would enter here. हम लोग देख सकते हैं overall it's been in a very good positive uptrend. But market has plenty of opportunities. There are 5,000 stocks listed on the Indian market. So no point in getting fixated on just one or two. Might as well explore our options, right? How did the market react to Rakesh Jhunjhunwala passing away? Of course, quite unfortunate that that happened, but I'm sure he also knows, and he would have known, and he would have preferred things to be that way, that the market moves on just as everything else. So as you can see, there's practically no real difference in the market. This is I think the first candle after his passing away, and you can see there's practically no difference. It's just another day for the market, and that's the nature of the beast. Now if you're talking about the impact, impact में ऐसा है कि from what I understand, a huge chunk of managing rare enterprises or rare enterprises, however he pronounces it, is actually in the hands of one Utpal Seth, because he's actually the main guy behind it now, like his family office. So most of the decisions are anyway in his hands, and I'm sure he's been groomed well. So I don't think there's anything really to talk about, to be honest. मतलब इतना ठीक है, हुआ तो हुआ, अभी उसके ज्यादा और उससे ज्यादा और कुछ है नहीं, to be honest. So I feel it's kind of an insignificant thing for the market. Definitely a very significant thing for the community and for market participants, because he was a legend. But again, market beast ही ऐसा है that it lives on. You can't really do much. So it may sound insensitive or something, but that's the harsh truth about the market, I guess. Sonacom. Okay. Sonacom and then IRCTC will be the last stock that we look at today. वैसे भी मेरा गला खराब है, गले का stop loss hit हो रहा है मेरा. Sonacom, not something I'd look at this stage. Just, I mean, you can see how much it has fallen. Maybe if it goes up, then theek hai. Otherwise, not a stock that I'd look at. Talking about Nifty, Bank Nifty, we can see this is where they've closed above 900, which is good. Same. As we discussed, they are likely to close within that range. And given कि हम लोग ने 3 बजे की बात किया, वही होने वाला था. But at least now we have a good logic of why they closed there. Another interesting thing, yesterday high made, close was here. Today high made, close was here. So we can see कि कल हाई पे क्लोज नहीं कर पाया था, आज हाई पे क्लोज किया है. Pretty good sign, I would say, especially since it's closed above or around yesterday's high, which is good. Same thing for Bank Nifty. Bank Nifty also what we can see. Bank Nifty also what we can see. This is yesterday's high. This is today's high and today's close. So it's done fairly well, I would say. सोनाकॉम के बाद क्या था, IRCTC देखना था. IRCTC. Yeah. IRCTC has gone up by a fair bit. Around here is what would have been a good time, if not around here. यहाँ से हम लोग देख सकते हैं good bounce from these levels, not a level that I would have bought at, to be very honest. 20 MA के ऊपर गया, 50 MA के ऊपर गया. I think that inspires a bit more confidence, because it tells you that price is not just strong enough to recover from its lows, but also it's able to go up by a fair bit. यहाँ पे हम लोग एक breakout जैसा भी देख रहे थे, and now it's just going second breakout here, this bit of a third breakout of sorts. This level right here, which is basically where it is at right now, I think is important. If it's able to hold this level, then it may very well be headed towards breaking 200 MA also. IRCTC is a holding stock of mine, so I'm not going to really touch it that much. Dividend है, but ठीक है, 700 पे ₹1.5 dividend is honestly pretty unfortunate. Earnings कब था? 10th August has already gone. पुराना old news, as we can see. So yeah, that's the update on the overall markets, and I hope it was a good expiry for you. Tata Power, okay, fine. Tata Power we can look at just the last thing. Seems good. Tata Power is refusing to open. Okay, finally we have it here. Internet is a little slow. I'm not sure. Vodafone has zero connect today for some reason. Yeah. Vodafone both had 0 bars today. Sad. Tata Power, it's coming. It's not bad. It's not bad. Not a stock I would buy at this level, to be honest, क्योंकि यहाँ पे it is heading into resistance. But yes, it's looking not too shabby. Markets come down, then that would make for a better risk reward opportunity. On the weekly chart, we can see Tata Power actually looks good. Weekly chart, मतलब अगर invest करना है, maybe not a very bad proposition, but from a trade point of view, not that confidence inspiring, I would say, my opinion. Okay. So yeah, you have a Telegram group? Yes, I do. So if you just search stock markets with KR on Telegram, you should find my group. But it's more of a channel. I mean, I don't really post. I don't really post. क्या बोलते हैं? I don't really post calls or anything on the group because if I just don't subscribe to the whole tipping service and all ka this thing. So yeah, no calls or anything. But yeah, if you want to stay updated, if you want to connect with me and you are, then you can definitely let me know over there. I'll try to open the link here, and let's see. Is it coming here? Just hold on. It should, ideally. Okay, it's not. That's fine. Just go t.me/stock markets. Yeah, there we go. This is the one. Stock markets with KR, t.me/stock markets with KR. Just go on that link here and you should be able to access it. Great. Thanks for your input. Thank you. It's my pleasure. Thanks everyone for attending. I appreciate your time and I hope that you found good value in today's live stream. So make sure you are followed on Creator Club. Make sure you have also subscribed to the YouTube channel. I'll share the link to that as well. YouTube channel pe now there is going to be a new personal finance and financial awareness series that will start soon. In fact, I'll just share my screen for a bit. And yeah, this video here now, this video here of this gentleman, this is UR, and he talks about his experience and his insights on insurance, and it's going to be a recurring series. Along with that, I will also share my my views on like personal finance and some tips and all related to that. So that way you can also stay in touch and you can sort of learn using pre-recorded videos. Live streams will be there. Right now we're planning at least one or two every single week, so do stay tuned for those on Creator. And yeah, I really look forward to seeing all of you in the next one. Most likely it'll be on somewhere in next week. If I have the time, maybe on Saturday or Sunday. But let's see, I'll let you all know. You make sure you follow me though, because if you follow me, you'll get the update. If you aren't following, then you might not get the update. So thanks, Vikas. And I will see all of you all in the next one. Thank you. Take care. Happy trading and happy analysis. Thanks.